Yeah, just a short one today, fellas. I'm on the second flush here with this one, so yeah. Okay, it's got a flower stalk coming, so I don't know. This one here, oh, it's very hard to pull the stuff away. It keeps washing back in, so maybe just a case of putting a ring around the outside of the pot, or, you know, I'll think of a way, fellas, but it's surviving all right, so even though it must be getting a little bit hot, yeah, with all its... I found what the problem with this thing has an asymmetric hole. So if you look there, you don't notice any, because there is no hole there. But if you put the watering can goes through there, that's what's causing the thing. So I may have to put a little bit of extra. I'll try not to, but if I might have to, because I'm trying to keep it as like a control sort of thing. So, you know, because we just covered the surface, which was basically 500 grams, you know, half a litre basically, because that's what we've determined, that just covering the surface very lightly is about 500 mils, or half a litre. Yeah, what did I say the first time? But anyway, this one just keeps getting better and better. I don't even get it into the sun. Yeah, maybe I can play around with some tricks here if I go to animated motion capture or something one day. Anyway, I'll see how we go, but there we go, looking quite good at the moment. Anyway, it's just seeing that one there, that leaf seems to be getting better. Whether it's going to slump, you know, because of the flower stalk, I don't know, because it's just a small plant for a flower stalk. You know, plants this size shouldn't have a flower stalk basically. Oh yes, what did I say? Yes, that's another thing that's in the Oostings and Roberts paper. I don't think it was brought out in the Redfern, is plants in the wild do not flower as much as they do in cultivation. You know, from our experience of flowering in cultivation. So yeah, I think I've forgotten what the percentage is. I'll have to look it up rather than actually guessing what I can remember. Yeah, I'm thinking like a third or something like that. Whereas in cultivation, almost every plant, if it's of the size, will put up a flower stalk. That's not so in the wild sort of thing. So yeah, back to 49 area before we do something stupid. So I've got a new leaf coming up there, so that'll be the first one, second one, and that'll be the third one. Once we have 3 pictures open, things should start to get a little bit ballistic. So got a nice second leaf coming up on that one, so that'll be one to watch out for. Maybe, as I said before, it might be a case of, you know, it does the same thing. 3 mature leaves, fully opened and the trap's open, and yeah, let's go for this one. This is looking paler and paler, but nicer and nicer. I don't know. Yeah, in there. So I don't know how I can get round there without losing the sun. We'll see how we go, but I'll see if I can get the camera right down on the surface there, sort of thing. Okay, so the greening zone is getting a little bit larger just now. We've got a little tiny patch here and there starting to happen there, so you never know. We might actually get confluence eventually. So yeah, you may have to, some of you may have to look that word up in the dictionary. It's like fastidious. You know, not everyone knows every single word in the dictionary. This one here. Yeah, as I said, I'm trying 2 styles of pot, you know, just the full newspaper cellulose and just on the surface sort of thing. But I think we're getting very rapidly coming to a strange conclusion that we may actually want to put the newspaper cellulose below the surface sort of thing. So yeah. Anyway, all these are doing their usual stuff. So yeah, these ones up there under the water, sort of thing, still on its second flush. These other ones are finished, both flushes. Nice new leaf coming out there. I don't know if I can get that round in the sun for you, so we can film it. There we go. Nice. Okay, that needs a second flush because I forgot the first one. This one, I don't know, I'm going to have to move the pot around to get more sun. That one's still the worst one so far. I still like the look of these. I can't wait to actually try and get something into these to see if there's any difference. I've had to move some of these around because I've got all those plants now in the sun from 10 AM daylight saving time, which is, I think that's 9 AM normal standard time. So because the sun doesn't set until about 8:45 in the third week of February. Yeah, so in other words, we make it set later, if that helps. Anyway, just normal focus. And this one here, I think is getting less volume. Basically, it takes like 44 to 55. It's slowly coming down. So whether that's the newspaper cellulose, it's slowly absorbing more moisture over time, or maybe there's microorganisms growing in the newspaper cellulose. So as they increase their volume, they occlude the volume in between the fibres of the newspaper cellulose, and that's why it takes less water to go in. Don't know yet. Could also be the 10% interstices in the sand slowly being, the air being pushed out and the water going in. I don't know yet. Might be able to work it out from the two, you see. Yeah. So we'll see. And because the sand is on the top, it can drain down the bottom, sort of thing. Whereas on the bottom, it'll be forced to be saturated. You see, so we might be able to, between the two pots, work out the difference. You see. Anyway, I suppose I better go to spot colour on these because I'm sure you want to see how they're going. So now these are all in full sun from 10 a.m. Daylight saving time now here. So that's why I had to move that one over there to make sure that it was. So I'll just see. I'll bring the camera around without. Yeah. So we got one there. And it's getting a bit of an edge on it on there. Have you noticed how the edges have been firmed up in these things? So, yeah, we'll see how we go. So hopefully once the flower stalk has matured, we'll start getting new pictures out as you usually do. Not quite in the sun, this one, unfortunately. Can I get it in the sun? Oh, yeah. If I can. Oh, it's on the stick. I don't want to even move it because that gives me my full volume, you see. Oh, well, there we go. Is it being shaded by my hat or? Oh well, had to go. We can always do it another day, later on in the day, sort of thing. It's now about 11 o'clock, so it's been an hour since they've been in the sun for about an hour. So yeah, not bad that one. See how we go. I'm going to make up one more batch, I think, just to test things out, get my bearings, sort of thing. I do want to do another pure iron one though. Yeah, like pure iron one that's over there on the bench. I do want to do a proper one in a bucket, so we'll see. So anyway, look at the colour on the flower stalk. The flower stalk there is getting got a bit of a burgundy red tinge to it, sort of thing. I don't know if you can see that. Hard to pick it up at this time of day. So yeah. Anyway, but so far, and this almost looks like it's got a chalky look to it. Gets when you flood it, it sort of disappears. So it's a bit like the chalk one over there. So interesting. So maybe iron can be considered or act a bit like a chalk in a way. Yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, that's about it. Nothing much else to report. This is. I'm probably going to set up another one. I do want to do another single pure iron one, a bit like this. This one over here, which I I do want to set up a big bucket like that, just to test it out. And then maybe have to do sort of iron combos between copper and iron or something like that. And that might be because as you can see, this leaf here is getting bigger, so it's growing. I mean, it's in copper, so it's not as deadly poisonous as you think it is. So and this one, I've noticed that this one down here, if you look at the leaf base has gone right back to the leaf base down there, the white leaf bases. So it's just rotted back if that's true, in quotes. And whether we've still got roots on the end of those leaf bases, or roots are going to be formed on the end of those leaf bases, or we're going to get new buds coming up from those leaf bases, I don't know. But it just seems a bit strange. Now this one that was really red is now sort of paling out. The traps are still being, grown there. So, but this one is like got into like a stasis stage or something. So I don't know what happened. As I said, our American friend talks about, was it G9 and G14 he reckons they're using or something. Oh, sorry, was I on tracking? Oh, okay. Should have been on spot culling. I was on tracking for some reason, so I probably stuffed up half the last bit, all that stuff over there. So unfortunately, okay. Well, that's about it for today's update. Keep you informed. and by the end of the week hopefully I'll have some that should be fully stabilised. I'll have an idea of what's going on, whether it's just the newspaper cilios plumping up with that last bit of water, or whether they are, because I did say at a certain date I did notice like there was like a tint or something growing in the newspaper cilios originally, so maybe that's what will happen. We'll be able to work out roughly the volume of occlusion and roughly how many microbes are in that zone sort of thing. Rough back of the postage stamp, back of the newspaper sort of calculation, just a rough one, fellas. That's where you start, and then we can probably do experiments to work out whether it's actually true or not. But anyway, that's about it for this update. So